Yo, what's happening, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I see everyone's coming in. We're recording. Yes. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We're still waiting for a few more from waiting room. What's happening, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Yes, I'm coming back to life. Took a little bit, I suppose I still did shows last week, but a little bit of a break, just getting myself energized again. I'm back at the gym today. I've started the eating. I got forced to go buy myself a whole bunch of clothes. So I'm starting to look after myself a bit better so I don't hit these body burns and stuff. But what's happening, guys? I'm back. We got a big session today. Obviously, chat start meditation. Exactly. I'm on that stuff at the moment, especially doing meditations in the morning, cold showers, stuff like that. So step by step, even these cold water swims that Craig's gotten me into, it's good. I need to go do one.
Have you been back though? Have you been back for the swim or not yet?
Nah, I'll go today again. So
Yeah.
on the way back now, I'll go. But
Can't
yeah,
wait to
I'm
get
back.
in there.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I suppose I didn't like take a break at the worst time, right? We haven't had the most entertaining market over the last few days. Yeah, Craig, they're asking, how's your mom-in-law? How's things going?
Yeah,
So we
looking
gotta
a
ask
lot
you.
better today. Yesterday was very, very scary. I rushed off the stream like super fast. You know what it's like, 8 days in intensive care. So
It's like a yo-yo, bro. One day good, one day bad. It's like it's extremely emotional. Extremely emotional. Okay, cool. What's happening, guys? How are you doing? So pop in the chat. How are you doing? How's things going? Let's keep going. Yeah, I see we've had a little bit of drop off in participants. We're gonna get everyone back and strong. Like we said, we're just shifting all of this. We have university, the curriculum. We'll get an update probably in the next 2 days or so on when university actually starts. Because remember, what we're doing then is we're assigning you to your specific people, putting proper mentors just for exactly what you need to do. Some people just want to be long-term traders. Some want to worry about pensions. Some want to worry about day trading. Like, we're just going to separate. So it's good for you to be a part now and to get used to it and be in the game. But there's still a lot of exciting things coming. It's just we never thought how big of building a university, how much it actually is, but we're getting there. And it comes with the whole curriculum. So every day you're going to have like a little topic and we're going to be taking trades and obviously speaking about the topic. In that time, what we're going to be doing, I see I'm busy sharing. In that time, we're going to start like looking at the audience and start assigning, starting to see what you basically want and what sort of team you want. And then we want to give you like teams of like 50 people. So we don't want it more than 50 people. Like, we want, like, if you want to be a serious good day trader, we want to get the best of the ones there, the normal guys, the neutral guys, the beginners. Like, we just want to make a place for everyone. And then we've got other things, like if you really perform well and maybe you want to be a teacher, you want to be a presenter, things like that, we're gonna have that talent too. And if we find you there and you want to be a part of that, we have a curriculum where we're going to train you. I'm going to teach you how to run audiences. I'm going to teach you how to express and to just handle that responsibility. Then we have the copy trading. You become good, you don't like teaching, but you're a great ass trader and you want to make some cash. We can then train you to become a copy trader. We then have the celeb. So if you're good and you have the strong personality, we might fly you out in South Africa, get the best traders from Sniper School, or the best guys that are part of this. They get put into a mansion here. They get to trade for like $100,000, $200,000 in a house for the month. Winner takes all. It's going to be quite a crazy thing. So we got a lot of exciting things coming, guys. So stay tuned. And definitely it's good. I know some guys want to come to the mansion, you want to be in yachts and you want to have some fun, but it's going to be quite entertaining to see people get liquidated live on air with $100,000 and some making $1 million, and it's going to be quite an entertaining show. Like, that's one thing I think is missing on Netflix, like reality of trading, in the lives of traders and these sort of things. So we've got a lot of exciting plans, guys, so well done on staying through. So for me, at the moment, I need to get going with this competition. I've been taking a lot of time off and stuff like that, but it's time for me to rate myself. Nothing about that's the only reason I'm actually doing the competition myself, to be honest, is to sharpen my own tools and see where I'm at, and see how I'm still at this game and where I need to tweak. I always got to shift into different modes, but it's important to always test yourself. So I'm personally using the competition to test myself at the moment, and I'm now in. I've hit 2 stoppages, which dropped me about 10% from my starting capital. But again, I explained to you guys, remember when we started that first account, when I ran it to you guys, I got stopped the first 3 times. And then after that, we ended up like 8xing the account. And that's the goal here too. So I'm doing that method that I've been teaching you guys, where it's that compounding method, just for certain sort of modes. So if you watch my show now, you saw basically that I have a major trend possibly that could break on Solana. And I want to use this little period over here, you know, to build the ultimate position that I want for the last move. And that ultimately will get me to where I want to be. So I started entering over here. So you can see I zoomed in over here. I've started entering now. I think I'm going to be adding more. So anyone that's looking for a fresh trade, I'll explain it to you now with the risk to reward. But for me, I'm just going with Solana. Guys, I don't change my coins much. Like, I know there's Pepe and there's so many of these coins and stuff like that. That stuff doesn't faze me. I'm a trader and I like making money and I like trading tokens that I know. I've been trading Solana for a long time, AVAX for a long time, Cardano, Link. I've been trading these coins for long, which means I understand them, which keeps my accuracy higher. So remember, if you are a dollar trader and these sort of things, like just focus on tokens that you know. That's why my sniper always stays with Theta, because you can just study it and get really good at it. Okay, I do need to add here. So guys, the way this basic trade will be over here, this is slightly smaller time frame. So let's quickly have a look at risk over here. Okay, so the risk would be around 0.7. So stops obviously under this trend over here. So I'll set it up nicely now. So if you want to enter, not much higher than this, I'll tell you when it's too high now, but yes, it's still okay now at the moment. To enter a little bit, you can build this up, guys. So start on 2x, start on 3x, start on 4x. I wouldn't go more than 5 because you'll build it up later. So like I spoke about previously, the goal now is to get something in the game. The only issue about when you start with the first trade is you face, so the biggest risk is your first entry because you can get stopped. Okay. So the reason why you start off on a 3x or 4x, so if you get stopped, so for example, now this gets stopped out. So this goes down and gets stopped out. If you're on a 3x, you lose 2.1%. So you just want to get skin in the game, something that you can build off of. So you enter that with a 3x, amazing. 2% is what you get hit with if you get stopped out. Fantastic. Then what starts to basically happen from there is trade starts to play out. Now, I know there's an important trend over here where we can have a real breakout. So I want to use this time. So over here now, we shoot through, we break up, we start a flag, and it's the same thing. Now what I do is I'm on a 3x. All of a sudden, we start to go bullish again. I want to use all this profit over here to build my account to a 5x, 6x, 8x, no more than 10. And I just want to make sure that my entry stays in these areas over here and my stop loss is above it always. So that's always the ultimate goal, is to get everything to risk-free and then just keep moving. And it has to have a cap. So for me already, I started building off a little bit earlier this morning. Well, let's actually have a look to see where my entry is at. I entered just now. I entered. There's my entry there. Okay. So for example, I started off pretty strong, high within the leverage, small amounts of capital. If we break the high over here, I'll be using my profits to be adding more to that position to make it bigger. My goal is to get my value to $10,000 position. If it gets to a $10,000 position, I'm looking at making a 10 to 12% within that on the higher time frame, which means I want to make $1,200. I started off with $600. So that means basically I'll be sitting at around about a 200% to a 250% for the rankings. If I have a look at the rankings now, which I'll have a look at now, my goal is just I need to catch up to the top 10. That's the goal, but I want to maintain it. So I'm only running one account. Last time I ran 2 long short, and those got destroyed at some point after doing really well. And this time I'm just running one very simple strategy, like it's more the marathon, not a sprint sort of thing. So the way you want to enter this, let's quickly have a look at where this can go. So if you have a look, yeah. So someone said something. Okay. So if we have a look over here, where I'm basically looking at Solana head its way to, firstly is that main trend. Now, I know if I break the main trend, I know obviously we start quite a bit of acceleration. So let me just put this in there. There's the gap, and there's a secondary gap over there. Okay, so ultimately, these two are my main targets from this current move. So if I can zoom in over here, and I can get the early entry over here, I can build my positions all the way till here. Okay. And the reason why I want to do that is because by the time we get to a major break where we can start to break up, flag, retest, something like that, and shoot to the next one, I'm already in. I'm already in. My entry's here. My stop loss is here. It's got room. It can do what it needs to do. So I want to use, you know why I do this, guys, is because when we break this, it's similar to what I explained over here. So you want to try fight over here as we're leading up. That's where you want to build your position over there. Because when it starts and when it breaks and volume comes in, it's really hard. You know, it's really hard to add more to your position. Like you basically missed it and you can't add anything more. So my goal over here is very similar to how this builds a flag. We're building a flag now, is to build a position as we get to here. Worst scenario is it forms a flag and it breaks to the downside. That's when I'm out. Amazing. Like that means, so there's always going to be a forceful sort of thing of taking profits, where if we get here, you're only adding more to the position if we break the top, guys. We break the top, now you can add more, no problem. But until we break the top, you can't. You actually prep to sell, because we break the bottom, okay, take profits. That's how it basically works. Or you can flip short. You know, these are the sort of things. But that's my goal. So my goal is to use this little area over here to build my position. If I have a look at the actual percentage of that, from where we are right now, it gives me around 5 to 6% to build my position, which ultimately I want to get my position, like I said, to the areas of around, just jump in here again. So Zoom's got this irritating bar on the top that I can't, to get my position to around $10,000 position. Once it's there, it's done. I don't need to do any more than that. My position is big. I only started off with $520 there, and now I have a $10,000 position, which is massive. And then for me, basically, it's to run from here to this TP, if not to the higher TP, and a 12%, like I say, will put me around 200, 300% on my trade. So technically, I am trading multiple trades. I'm just trading the trades inside of my trade. Instead of me keep getting in and out, as long as and the only time I really do this, guys, is when I do have higher time frame RSIs, as in your 8 hour. What does the 8 hour mean? The last time, if we look at the 8 hour over here, it took from the 22nd to the 26th. We ran about 4 days. 4 days to the upside. The time before that, from the 8th, exactly, around about 4 days is for what it takes from the bottom to the top. So basically now I understand that for me, I'm looking at that higher. I just want to see what the other high time frames are. 12 still on its way down. Daily is still in the mid sort of zone right now. Okay, amazing. So worst scenario, I just make this profit here. Best scenario, it breaks through and it builds. So for me, it's like use this. Either this will be the play that I'm playing at right now, where it goes there and then rejects. Amazing. That's the only profit that I'll make. Or it breaks through and I can build that mega position for that last move up there, if not slightly higher. So, you know, the only time I am looking at that is now I'm zoomed in on the 1 hour to take the trades, but my 8 hours in a good place. You see, and that's the thing. You always want to long and fish in the right sort of areas. So right now, this is sort of the plan. So like I said previously, what I am doing is I do have this trend in play over here, which we want to break out. So I'll set this trade up for you guys now and see how we basically look. And I'm using this little leg. If that bullish play plays out, oh, you're about to witness how it gets done, guys. That's my only goal. My goal is to literally do it with you. If we reject here, I'm going to do the same thing to the downside, where I'm going to look to start shorting in these areas here as it goes down and it builds a flag and we break that level to the downside. I'm going to add more and build more to it. Remember, guys, you can jump onto your Bybit platform or your BitGet platform and you can literally go 1x. You don't have to do any leverage at all. But what I like about leverage, just the platform, is it's so much better than spot. It's so much more understanding. Like it gives you your profits. It gives you your entry price. It gives you your value. Like spot, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. So you can just jump here to a 1x, especially if it's a dollar-based account. In school, I teach you about dollars, how to make dollars. This is the best. You go to a 1x, it's no leverage, not borrowing any money. And basically, you know, at least you have this beautiful dashboard where at any point you could just jump in here and put a stop loss and TP. Anything like that. So this is really a great, you know, to be using whatever your comfortable zone is. I just think it's the better platforms. It's weird. Obviously, if, leverage is where exchanges make all their money. So you can see they put a lot of more interest into building their leverage platforms than the actual spot platforms. But this is really good. So that's my current goal with Solana. I'm not running anymore until I know how things go tomorrow, because I might be out by tomorrow. Let's see how the market reacts. But a lot of these tokens, you know, you can zoom in on a lot of them. Oh, near. So I was about to give this trade on the show because I think it's going to retest just for a quick trade. But if I look at the whole near move from this whole downside move here, I was looking at the 618. So from here, this, right? So 618 is there. So if you look at the risk to reward of where we are now, we're currently breaking the short-term trend here. My risk is 2%. So this would not be anywhere near, it's probably a spot trade, if not a 2x, maybe a 3x. You can build it up though. So you just get your little entry now on a 1x, it goes up here, it forms a flag, and then it breaks. Then you can use some of your profits to higher it up for the next move. But this one looked good for me. The risk to reward is 1 to 8. I was looking at a possibility of around a plus minus 20% profit. And my risk is 2%. So my risk to reward is huge. 1 to 8, 1 to 10, all depending on exactly where you get your entry price. So near is another one I'd be focusing on as well. Near and Sol. And to be honest, near's been nice, just the range that it's been trading in. Like if you look at this last little while, it's had some nice moves, you know, 9% to the downside, 10%, and then from then again to the upside, 9%, amazing, to the downside. So it's in a really cool range at the moment. So we can get a little bit of an understanding of how it's moving. It's basically in a 10% range. So remember, guys, what you're doing now is step one. So what is step one? You're on $50, you're on $100. It's to get your 50 to 100. That's why we're building the step. That's why we're doing that. Once we're at 100, we build the next step. If it's down, if it's up, it doesn't matter. 100 to 200, 200 to 400, 400, 800, 800,000, 600. Remember, the first 3 steps are the hardest, and then it just gets easier. Like the money flow comes in a lot more and things like that. We're going to start diversifying. Yes, you can open another account. I would separate my leverage from my spot, definitely. So Nia's another one here. Jackie, I'm just going to copy this and so either you can get it on the break now and put your stops in right below this low over here. Fantastic. Or maybe there's a retest, but like you're not promised a retest, but maybe there is a retest. Definitely. So it's your choice. I've given you the buy zones here. So let me just set
Drop
this
it in the
up.
chat when you're ready.
Okay. Over here. Let's do it on a 4-hour. Yeah, maybe get the retest, but let's see. The markets, the RSIs are at the bottom on the 4-hour, guys. So here's it here, and I'll click this in so you can see it. Fantastic. No one chat, please. Okay, there's that one. And then I have Sol. Where did I set the Sol trade up? I thought wasn't it set up? Did I raise it all just now? Ah.
No, it was there. Should be under master trades.
No, it's not. Because I think Sol's a really good one too. Okay.
I've got it here on the Banter Discord. Let me see if I can just copy and paste. I'll drop it in.
Okay, cool. I just want to see here what is happening on the Sol one. Okay, I'm nearly above that. So you can see my available amount is going up. So I'm able to use that as we break there. You can see there's my entry. So as soon as we break there now, I'm going to move my entry to even, and I'll add more to the position as it breaks and make sure my stop's above that. Because remember, if we break out here now, on the 1-hour chart, we break out here now, we should not come back in. So I will build my entry up here, have my stop over here, and then allow it to ride through. It goes through and it starts to build a flag and we break it, same thing. I'm able to use some of this profit if I want. I don't need this to get above 10K. So 10K I'm very happy with. I just want to get it to 10K as the minimum. And ultimately just have my stop running up with it as it goes. So that's the whole game of it. Just your stop above the whole time and continuing to have that basic sort of system. So, oh, nearly there. Nearly there. Did you find it, Dole?
Yeah, I've dropped it in the chat.
Okay, it's in the
so
chat,
guys, remember, yeah, Banter Discord, the Sol trade is there as well. And then the daily updated charts. There's about 20 in there that you can check out under Sheldon setups.
Okay, amazing. Thanks, Till. Yeah, so that's it for now, guys. I think it's while we wait, like I was looking at the high time frames and the show I explained about the whole high time frames. We'll see by tomorrow on FOMC on are we going to be like shorting for a little while or up to the downside or to the upside. But I think right now it's so good to just get started used to these strategies now. So I think we got a small long today. I think we pump into FOMC. I do. Because I think FOMC is probably going to bring price down a bit tomorrow, bit of a liquidation hunt. We shall see. And it's a great way for you to start understanding it. So you got a choice. You either do 3 to 5 separate individual trades, or you do 3 trades inside one trade. And you start to understand the differences here, where you only literally, if you can do 3 trades inside of a trade, you're doing that one May trade a week. Amazing. Who's jumping on your door?
Sure, bro.
I'll still be here in the background, guys. I'll be jumping on and updating the trade as we go. But yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you. I'm just going to run through some daily
Someone
stuff.
said FOMC can stop out. Yes, I'll probably be exiting some of this position. We'll see how far where our stops are. We'll see where it is tomorrow. Maybe it pumps earlier. So yes.
Sure, bro.
Okay. We can highlight all there.
Thanks. So, guys, I'm just going to look at a handful of these charts on daily time frames, just so you can see kind of where we are, bigger picture. We're still floating on these areas that I was discussing last week. Let me just let me know you can see that.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so this is AVAX 1 hour. So I just want
to that's good. See, that's really good because your stops below that.
Yeah, so I've jumped into AVAX a little bit earlier, and I did it on this basis. Let me just show you the daily. So I just took a look at it from here. I mean, big picture, we've hardly done anything in about a week. But for me, I quite like the support zone here with the trend. I like the 200-day MA over here. I like that we were very tight with this low from late April. So yeah, similar setup to that sol position. So I jumped in on AVAX here, expecting a move up. I'm undecided as to how big this move is going to be, but just like Sheldon was saying, we got these stocks, 4-hour, 8-hour daily, like all reset. So like the odds are sort of leaning towards a move up. How big we need to obviously wait and see. If we get a nice pump into the FOMC, we might just get a rejection here at this resistance zone where we could look for shorts perhaps. So we just need to monitor these trades. Just with regards to AVAX on this daily time frame, I'm running a stop just to show you guys under this low over here is the first sort of area I want to exit. So 16.13, it's very tight. There's the 200-day just there. So depending on your leverage, anything from that previous low on that 4-hour on the 26th of April to sort of under the 200-day is like probably a safe zone to let it breathe. And then I've got CRV that I wanted to show you guys. You'll see a lot of these guys on the daily. They've all come back in the last couple of days just to retest these lows from the 26th of April. So we had this sort of like fake pump. Everyone got excited, but we're back here again. CRV is back on the 200-day. It's back on this daily support. The stocks are resetting. We've got a nice trend line waiting up here. So it's kind of playing into this type of move, just like Sheldon was showing on that sol position. And then if we get this high, we reassess. You want a TP here if we get up there. And then we're either looking at a move back down or we're looking at this standard sort of break where you can bang in a stop over there. Coty's just bounced off this daily support. This is one of the scenarios I was looking at. Possibly a push up to test this 200-day, test the trend, and then reject and come back down to look at this area at 0.075 again. Blur, we were looking at Blur last week. It seemed to have a good run the other day. There was a bit of talk around it. But yeah, just tracking this sort of this rising trend, like not too excited about it. I'm not in a position, but if you wanted to be long here, You can see you could start sort of loading in there on this trend line, but like ultimately, if we get this break, that's where you really want to be in. And you can get a stop in around there. So just keep your eyes on blue. Gala looked very cool to me. Big range that it's playing in here. So we got a 36% range for now. It's made its way all the way down. We've got daily touches here again, here, retesting here. Sort of, we might have this double bottom situation. So I'm looking for a short-term move up. I don't want to commit to how big the move is, but we can just use these fibs as a guide. So there's a 382 here, which actually ties into this resistance. So this is the first area I would look for a rejection if we start moving up. So we'd look for that one as the first zone, and then you've got that 618 a little bit higher. So your 618 is there at 45. So these are the areas I'd watch if we start moving up. And then once we get that rejection, we can pull in this momentum line and then track the trend. VET, I don't know if anyone's trading VET, but it's actually printed a new low. It lost this 26th of April low, so it's not looking great. We need a bounce here quite quickly. Otherwise, we're looking at these March lows over here as sort of my next bounce area. Phantom. So we've been watching this for probably about a week. It's finally drifting back into this nice 618 area, but it hasn't moved very nicely over the last 10 days. So I mean, I think if we get a gap and we get a chance to grab Phantom anywhere down here, let's say 0.4. If you get a 0.4 entry, I think you got to give it a go. And then we could get a nice move. So just look out for a pullback onto this trend, which could happen this afternoon even. It'll be very close here. DYDX, yeah, this moved nicely. I traded DYDX here, and I've actually sat in this DYDX all the way up, and I'm still sitting, and it's come all the way back down. I'm flat again, but I'm just holding this position. I'm expecting another attempt to push up here. If we lose this white area at 2.32, I'm just going to cut it and then see what happens. Again, you'll see on all these alts, we got this March low. So there is danger if BTC dumps, like there is this danger of coming down here. So just keep your eyes on this March low. You'll see a lot of these still sitting there. Injective, this is an interesting one. It's 4 hour. It's obviously been a big performer. There's been a lot of hype around it. So, you know, eventually this hype sort of dies out, but there could be one more run for Injective here. So I'm just tracking this 4 hour trend. I've pulled some fibs here as well to look for support. So it was interesting to me that it's bounced here and we're bouncing here again. So just keep your eyes on this one. You can maybe ladder into something there if you're desperate to be in a position, but ideally you want to just wait for that break and then give it a go there. And then you crack your stop in just under that. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. There's other cool setups and like dailies on the Banter Discord. So you'll see these plus probably another 20 charts in there if you guys want to take a look. I think both Chris's, here's Sheldon Soul Trade. It's looking quite good, yeah? It's a nice
You'll see.
Look at that. So I think both Chris's had a couple of trades they wanted to talk about. Chris M. Chris Williams. Who's first?
I'll go. It don't matter.
Go for it. What do you have for it?
It's not, well, I'm gonna go share screen. So you look at dot
gonna
on the
share.
1 hour. Huh?
Do you want to share your screen or should I open dot? I can open for you. Okay, what are we looking at?
All right, you can track the look at the 15-minute. Let's see. Oh no, I can open it up. I can open it up.
Okay. Show us
Yeah.
what you got there, Chris.
Let me see. So I'm looking. Okay, this is not that. This is okay. There you go. All right. So first off, I noticed. I noticed last night that a lot of the higher time frames were at the bottom on the stochastics, right? So
Yeah.
So I've been checking the regular RSIs as well, but if you look at the 1 hour, I'm trying to make it big enough to where I can see it. Well, I'm gonna just start off like this, like I usually do. So you're starting to break highs on the well, you're starting to make a high, a low, got a high right here, potentially put in another low right here on the 15-minute. So going to the 1 hour, it's not looking as good as it was earlier, but it is trying to turn around. So I'm just gonna put a trend line in and just wait for it to break.
Okay. Let's have a look at that.
Once it breaks, this is, let me see how far away this is first. That's 1%.
Yeah, so that's not so bad. I mean, if you desperately want to be in a dot long here, it's a 1% as it stands, but the best plan then is to rather wait for that break, Chris. So we're gonna wait for a break and a retest there, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, it's gonna definitely have to be a break and retest. And you'll be able to make this trend line a little bit longer. Also, what you could do is you can put this trend line in as well and just put your stop loss like in that area right there, which is, if I had to put a ray on it, it'll be around 5.63 if it breaks this line. So since it's looking like this, and I can already tell on the lower time frames it's turning around. I would like the 15-minute it broke, and the 15-minute is retesting. So I mean, you could start a position now. That's what I would do. I would start a position now with 25% of whatever my initial position is going to be, and I would put the stop.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, you've got those 15-minute candles there just before. Yeah, there's quite like a well-defined area for the stop there. Yeah. So yeah, I see what you're seeing in this thing. Not a bad looking setup there.
Let's see. Put the long position in. Move that up. So right there is a 0.39 stop.
Yeah.
And then you zoom back out to the 4 hour. And then you bring this up to here, because that's what you should be targeting. And that's a 7% move.
Okay, nice one, Chris.
Honestly, nothing really looks as good as Soul right now.
Yeah, that Soul candle's looking good.
Yeah. Then we have Chili's that we're waiting to break out right now. Like, look at it on the 1 hour. You got a bottom out stochastic. Let's check the higher time frames. Reversals always happen on the lower time frames. So on the 15-minute, the 15-minute is where you look at for, the start of your entries. Like, it's not showing me, the trend line is good. The trend line is good on the 1 hour. The 15-minute, if it breaks on the 15-minute, you can buy and start building a position. Or you can just use strictly the 1 hour and, do a 25% entry right here with a stop loss right here.
Yeah. So are you building a position now? Are you waiting for a break here?
I'm waiting for the breakout.
Okay. But yeah, again, like quite well defined sort of support areas there on the 1 hour candles. So quite an easy exit there.
And one of my accounts is all in on Soul, so I'm just saying.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
the other account is waiting on one of these to break. Or dot or, Chili's to look better.
okay, nice one, Chris. Thanks. Chris M, you got something, for us?
Yeah, Dylan. I'm busy looking at a render trade at the moment. I can share that.
Sweet, bring it up, man.
Okay, so by looking firstly at the higher time frames, we've met renders retraced, and it seems to be finding support on these higher highs here. I also took my 618 to measure the wave, and we're currently back in that golden zone on the retracement. So if I come down to the lower time frames, you can see that it is reacting. See, I've got an alert here to see if it breaks through. But currently, I'm waiting on a higher high. We have broken through the downtrend here, so I'm now waiting on a higher high to form. I'm looking for it to break at the 214 level, create a higher high, then it should then come down. It'll give us a higher low, and that should give us the indication that we are breaking structure and going to have a bit of a move up.
So where's your entry? Do you want to break? Do you want to break up first? Do you want to print the higher high first, and then pull back?
I took a small entry, full disclosure, down here when I saw that it was really just 25%.
Yeah.
And we've broken, but we haven't made a higher high. So I'll wait for a higher high to form, breaking that level. If you can see it a bit better on the 5 minutes. So I need a higher high to form, and then it'll come down for a lower low, and I can add more.
So just for the audience here, you took that entry. I mean, I can see like it's formed some support there.
5 minutes when I got the double bottom here. So nice. I took the double bottom with a very small stop loss underneath, just in case if it made a lower low, then I was out. But I got the double bottom, and then we've had break of structure or break of trend, and now I'm waiting for confirmation of break of structure that we have a higher high here. And if we have the higher high, I'll look for the retest on a lower low to double up.
So just to reiterate for everyone, like if you see like your chart that you're watching, the candles drifting down and they start forming a base, then I mean you get this double bottom. You would have read or seen about this now or heard about it many times. It's a good place to start building a position if you believe that we are going to find support there. Obviously, it can't be right every time, but it's a great indicator that things are starting to stabilize and we might get a move up. And then you tie that in with the stochastics and whatever indicators you're using to show you that we might be getting a reversal. So yeah, just something to watch out for. I mean, you don't bang in your entire position size just on a double bottom. But yeah, if you want to start building position, good place to start. Yeah,
so I got my original entry over here, Dylan, and then I'm waiting for it to break up. Form a higher high over here, and then if it comes down and retests sort of that level to move up, then I can bring in another entry over here. Let me make that a bit cleaner. So I could put my here. So if I double my position, I'm still going to be sitting with an average entry level around 50% halfway mark. Doubling my entry over here, I'll be able to still keep my stop loss at entry. So I'm already risk free by on my double up. I've got my only risk on this trade was on the double bottom. I can then double up on my entry here again on the when we get a higher low, when we form that higher low, and I can keep my stop loss at entry when we go up to make a higher high. Then on the higher high, if we can, I would be hoping to break this level at the 217 again, creating a higher high and come down, and I can slowly add to my position. That way I'm kind of risk-free all the way.
Nice one, man. Would you mind like just marking that up with your potential retest entry and the stop and whatever, and just dropping that in the chat for us?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm just gonna take my screen share off now so you can get it back. I'll work on that and share it.
Is there anyone else here who's got a trade for us that they're looking at the moment? I'm going to take that as a no. Jackie?
Unfortunately, no. I'm fresh out of trades today, huh?
Okay, well, look, guys, we've got couple of trades there from Sheldon. We've got Chili's we're watching. We've got Render. You got the daily picture. So yeah, that's hopefully enough to give you guys some ammo for this afternoon. Yeah, let's catch up tomorrow again. We're going to do that live during the FOMC. And yeah, just expect some volatility. And yeah, just trade safely leading into that, guys.
Thank you very much, Dylan.
Jackie, I think we can call it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.